What is going on, guys? PaPaSea back from the video for you guys, bringing you week 6 of season 3 of the GBA D-League. This week, New York Klinks taking on Magic Activator, coach of the Memphis Drizzlies. His link, of course, will be in the description. If you guys missed a team builder, check it out, by the way, links in the description. I know I missed one last week. I didn't want to miss two team builders in a row, so here we are. I did a team builder. Unfortunately, it had to be after the battle actually happened, so just keep that in mind. But going to this matchup real quick, I got Weezing, Serena, Manaphy, Hoopa Unbound, Excadrill, Mega Pidgeot. My opponent has Mienshao, Jolteon, Togekiss. Funny story about the Togekiss, I'll talk about in a second. Milotic, Lando T, and the Mega Venusaur. I pretty much expected everything to come with the exception of the Togekiss. Now, something that happened, which was, it was just a minor inconvenience, so I just thought it was hilarious. I prepped for this team originally on the docs that he had Gardevoir, not the Togekiss. Scarf Gardevoir was something that was definitely a threat. I have gone up against Scarf Gardevoir in the past in the MPA when I had Hoopa and Manaphy, so a relatively similar team to what I have now in the GBA D-League. And I was pretty scared of the Gardevoir. What happened was we had to push the battle back a couple of days later because I think Magic was going out of town or something like that. And I look at the doc, I watch Randy's team builder, Randy, another GBA D-League coach, and I see that he has Togekiss as he's prepping for because he played Magic last week. I'm like, why are you prepping for Togekiss? He doesn't have it. And then I realized he dropped Togekiss, or he dropped Gardevoir Togekiss just what's on the doc. So I had to rebuild the team, but I think the team I rebuilt was better. Just go over it quickly. I have generic Bold Weezing, nothing special there with Will-O-Wisp. I have a mixed offensive and defense, not mixed offensive, I have a mixed set in the sense that it's half defensive, half offensive with the Serena with the Assault Vest, tank hits from the Milotic and to kill the Milotic. I have a bulky max HP Manaphy with Tail Glow. I have a Scarf Hoopa. I have a Choice Banded Excadrill, which can actually two-shot a Mega Venusaur with Earthquake, which is fantastic. And then I have an Agility Mega Pidgeot with HP Ice, U-Turn, and Hurricane, just because Hurricane and HP Ice is everything relatively hard, with the exception, I guess, the Milotic and the Jolteon, which is a bit of a problem. But outside of that, the game plan is just to late game sweep with Pidgeot if I can pull that off. Looking at my opponent's team, Mienshao was a pretty obvious bring. You look at my team, Scarf Mienshao, which does really well. Just U-Turn on the Serena, U-Turn on the Hoopa. You can high jump kick on the Excadrill. You can high jump kick on the Gigalith if I had brought it. You can high jump kick on the Tauros if I had brought it. So Mienshao definitely has a very, very good matchup against me. Jolteon is an electric type. You guys know how my team does with electric types. Togekiss, doesn't really have the best matchup against me. I guess it could T-Wave some things. It could Air Slash my Serena, I guess. I'm not really sure what else it could do. Milotic is just good against my team again. It's bulky. It can handle things. It can take hits from the Pidgeot relatively well. It can take hits from the Excadrill relatively well. It can take hits from the Gigalith, so definitely a good bring. Lando's Lando. You know how Lando is. And then Mega Venusaur, just because, again, the only thing that really stops Mega Venusaur on my team is the Pidgeot. Unless I run, like, some random acrobatics Serena set, which I did consider, but if I ran acrobatics, I'd have no item, and it just wasn't the best thing in the world. So, another thing I noticed about Magic is he always leads with a Choice Scarfer, or excuse me, he always leads with a, whatchamacallit, a U-Turner or a Volt Switch Pokemon. So I was definitely expecting either Scarf Lando to lead or a Scarf Mienshao to lead, possibly a Jolteon with just Volt Switch. The problem with leading Jolteon though is if I lead Extra, which just have Stealth Rocks, he kind of just is in a sticky situation unless he has HP Ground or something like that. But he does lead with the Mienshao as I lead Weezing. I led Weezing because I didn't have anything else better to lead with. If he led Lando, if he led this, if he led Jolteon, it was my best lead. I did not want to go for Will-O-Wisp because I knew he would either go to Jolteon, which could possibly be Quick Feet, and spoilers, it is Quick Feet, or he could have went out into his Milotic, which is a Marble Scale, and obviously you don't want a Will-O-Wisp, a Marble Scale Pokemon. I go for the Sludge Wave. I want to get damage off. If for some reason he stays in or goes to Lando, I get damage that I really want on this thing. On Lando, if he's like a max HP set, I need a little bit of damage so I can guarantee kill with Pidgeot. I forget the exact damage. I think I need like 15%, but go for Sludge Wave, and I get the 10% poison chance, which I really didn't want to get on this Milotic. It is nice in the sense that it's poison. It's on a timer. I'd rather poison this thing than burn this thing, but if I had the option to poison this thing or not poison this thing, I probably wouldn't poison it, just because of the Marble Scale ability. So I switch out. I want my Weezing to stay alive. I want tickets from the Landorus. I want tickets from the Mienshao. I go to Taiga the Serena because I know I can eat up Ice Beams for days. I can eat up a Scald. So long as he doesn't burn me, I can two-shot him with Drop Kick, which is actually pretty nice. We take no damage from that, and unfortunately get the burn. So first 2 turns in the battle, completely out of both of our controls. Worst possible situations happen. I'm in a very bad situation right now. Serena's basically just fodder at this one. It has U-Turn, which is nice. I come and take it and go for U-Turn. But outside of that, Serena doesn't do that much damage, which is really unfortunate. It would be nice if, let's say, I go for Trop Kick, switches to Landorus, and it gets the attack drop. That's really the best case scenario. I do go for Trop Kick here, though, as he goes out to Summer Breeze, which is the Togekiss. Or excuse me, not the Togekiss, which is the Venusaur. Knowing that it can take any hits, I have nothing that can really hit this thing unless I run some random hidden power. Dropkick does 0 damage, which is unfortunate. Now, I do have enough speed to outspeed a Milotic and a Venusaur. Milotic's base 81 speed, Venusaur's base 80 speed, Serena's base 72. So I go for a U-turn here to scout out if he has any speed investment, and that'll tell me, obviously, if he has speed investment, he can't have a lot of bulk investment. If he has no speed investment, he has bulk investment. So I go for the U-turn here just to see if I take a Sludge Wave, or if I get hit by Sludge Wave, I can take it. And like I said, Serena's kind of just useless at this point. So I do outspeed, which tells me he's not speed invested whatsoever, which is great. So I U-turn out of there. Takes a little bit more damage, which is nice. I go out to Hoopa and Bound because unless he has random Fury Cutter, he can't do anything to me. He goes for Sludge Bomb. I can take that pretty easily. I forget the exact Hoopa set. I think I'm timid like 180 or 200. The number's 180 or 220 are sticking out of my head for the speed stat, and then I have the rest in HP, so I'm relatively bulky. He goes to Chip Skylark, which is the Tokus. I go for Psychic here on the Venusaur because it's a guaranteed 2-shot if he's calm, and does a pretty good amount. Now, that could possibly 2-shot. I just don't want to take the risk of him going for a Dazzling Gleam, him going for a Nasty Plot, or him going for a Tailwind, him going for a Thunder Wave. Lots of things he could do. I go to this thing. I could take a Dazzling Gleam. I could tank a Thunder Wave, obviously, because I'm a ground type. If he goes for Nice Claw, I can take a hit unless he has, like, HP ground or something like that. So I stay in. I go for the Toys Banded Iron Head. Now, look at this. Look at this damage. He goes up to Boomy, which is his Lando T. His Lando T, I was scared of this thing, too. I don't know if it was Scarf. Didn't know if it was a Z move, because it's a Z Captain. Didn't know if it was maybe Yachi Berry. Didn't know if it was max speed, max HP for a little while. So I go for the, actually, go for the Stealth Rock, excuse me, knowing you would switch out. I didn't go for Iron Head yet, but you'll see how much damage Iron Head does. Now, here I switch out. I don't know if that revealed to him that I was Scarfed or Banded, because I went for Stealth Rocks. I don't know what he's thinking. So I switch out to Weezing, expecting the Earthquake. He goes for Smackdown. Now, this tells me he is most likely not Scarf, because why would you run Scarf Smackdown? Here, I cannot take an Earthquake, so I don't want to stay in. I can go to Pidgeot and HP Ice, but if he predicts that and goes for a Rock Slide, that's really bad. Or if he's Yachi Berry, Pidgeot just dies. Pidgeot's kind of the win con for me. So I go out to Tiger the Serena because it's the most useless Pokemon. If he does have Z Fly, I can also see it here. As you can see, this Earthquake does like no damage. If he does have Z Fly, he might go for it here, just wanting to kill my Serena. Because another Earthquake's not going to kill me. But here he goes for the regular flies to get the burn damage again. If Serena didn't get burned, man, oh my god. Serena could put in so much work into that Milotic. It could have done so much things, but unfortunately got burned. He goes for Fly here, though. And that tells me he is most likely Z-Fly. So here I'm like, okay, this is fine. I know he's not Scarfed. He's probably not Yachi Berry. He's most likely the Flying EMZ. So here I switch out because I want to save my Serena a little bit more. I want to sack it off at a more opportune time. I go back out into my Weezing because I know I can take a Fly. And in order for him to kill me, he has to go for the Z-Fly, which I think is worth it because I feel like Weezing kind of did its job. I'm not going to be able to Will-O-Wisp anything too effectively because he can just easily switch to Milotic, which is already poisoned. He can easily switch to Jolteon, which is the Quick Feet Jolteon. So I don't want to go for Will-O-Wisp and just essentially give him the advantage. Not give him the advantage, but help him out by going for Will-O-Wisp because at this point, Will-O-Wisp basically helps him. So here's the Z-Fly, which is exactly what I thought he had. And it is going to be enough to kill my Weezing, which is great. Which is what I expected, I should say. It's not great. Having your Pokemon faint usually isn't a good thing. But my Weezing's going to go down here, and now, just wait for this animation because it's so long. So down goes my Weezing. I don't think that was a roll. I think that was a guaranteed kill, even if he was, like, jolly. So down goes Weezing. I think here I go to my Pidgeot. No, I go to my Manaphy because I'm max HP, I can take any hit. Now, here I can just fire off a Surf. Now, Surf plus Grass Knot should be enough to kill the Milotic, especially after Stealth Rocks. It is exactly that. He goes to Bellafere, which is the Milotic. He takes this Surf. Well, he takes Rocks damage first, I should say. A little bit of Rocks damage, which is nice. He takes this Surf damage, which is pretty nice. Just gonna wait for the animation. And then I have Grass Knot. I have Grass Knot over Energy Ball because there's more to the Milotic, because Milotic weighs a ton, apparently. Now, this puts him in range of a Grass Knot, which is great because I just want this thing out of the way. Poisoning it didn't end up being as bad as it actually was. If it wasn't poisoned, I probably would have had a better chance killing with Serena early on, especially if Serena wasn't burned. But doesn't matter too much in the sense that I'm still able to kill the Milotic. The Milotic, even though it hacks me, it didn't cause as much problems as I thought it would. So I was pretty relieved to see this thing go down because it could have definitely done a lot more to my team. He goes out to the Jolteon here, which obviously is going to go for a Volt Switch, possibly a Thunderbolt. I definitely don't want to stay in here. Here I just switch out to my X-Drill because I know, like, he has pretty much no reason not to click a Volt Switch or a Thunderbolt. Even if I do switch to my X-Drill, it doesn't really matter. So he actually goes for the HP Fighting here, I do believe. I'm Mold Breaker, so obviously. He goes for the HP Fighting. It could be HP Ground. Pretty sure it's HP Fighting, though. Now, this thing is EV to take less than half from a timid HP Fighting, which is very, very nice. And there is the Flame Orb activation. So at this point, I know his Jolteon's going to be like the fastest thing ever. So here I just go for an Iron Head, knowing he's not going to stay in. He's probably going to go to Landorus. Landorus is going to intimidate me. It takes Rocks damage, of course, 12%, whatever. It's going to intimidate me. I go for this Iron, and just look how much damage this Iron Head does. Now, this Iron Head's important for 2 reasons. 1, I get a lot of damage off on the landers, and 2, it tells me he's not max HP. He has speed and investment. He could have special defense or defense investment, whatever, but he's definitely not max speed. So there he switches out. He might think I'm Scarfed. I don't really know. If he was running his counts, he probably could have easily saw that I was banded based on the damage. I'm not really sure what he was doing. But here I just switch out because I don't want to take a Volt Switch, or excuse me, I don't want to take an Earthquake. I go to my Pidgeot to take the Earthquake as he predicts that, and he goes for the smart play and switches out into his Jolteon to force me out again with a Volt Switch or with a Thunderbolt. So here, I just go, I think go back to Excadrill here. Or to go to Serena. Now, I go to Serena here to snack it off because I know if he plays the prediction game and goes for an HP fighting, I do not want to take that damage with my Excadrill. And if he goes for the Thunderbolt, then my Pidgeot just dies. So he goes for Thunderbolt, which is quite unfortunate. Serena is pretty much useless. Takes some burn damage. Now, here he goes for the Signal Beam. He does not go for the Thunderbolt. That tells me, that's good information for me to know. I did expect him to have Signal Beam just for my Hoopa Unbound, but it's good to just verify that he has that. So Serena goes down, unfortunately. Really wish it could have done a little bit more. But did the best it could, Serena. I'm proud of you. Pretty decent Pokemon. Never used it before drafting it, and even though I only brought it like I think 2 games, it's better than I thought it was. I'm not gonna lie. So go to Excadrill here because I can take an electric attack. Obviously, HP fighting's not gonna kill me unless he gets a crit. Iron Head, I think, kills from this range too, which is great. He switches out, can take another Iron here. He just sacks off his Togekiss here, which I thought was a bit interesting. I guess at this point of the battle, he figured Togekiss didn't do anything. Thunder Wave really could have been a big problem for me, though, especially on my Hoopa Unbound, because Hoopa was Scarfed. But he just tries to get rid of it, which is fine. I guess he figured it was less than half HP. Rocks were up, he couldn't get rid of it. Maybe he had Defog on, he thought he'd get a cheeky Defog off on me. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying there. He goes to Mienshao here. He could U-turn, he could high jump kick, he could do a number of things. I just switch out. I really want to keep my Excadrill around for that Jolteon because I know I can take another HP fighting and I know I can kill it. I go to Manaphy, the low pump. He goes for high jump kick here. It's going to connect, of course. And it does a pretty good amount of damage. After leftovers, I don't remember the damage rolls. But after that damage, it either told me he was reckless or he wasn't reckless. I can't remember. So here, it was a chance I could take it. But I don't take it, of course. So down goes Manaphy, unfortunately. I did have Psyche on this thing as well, for the Venusaur and for this thing as well. Had I lived that, I would have killed this thing, which would have been fantastic. Unfortunately, I don't. So here I go to Pidgeot, because I know he is Scarfed. He's going to be locked into High Jump Kick. And he just switches out here. Now, High Jump Kick wouldn't have killed me, which is great, because of the way my Pidgeot is invested in. And he goes out into Summer Breeze, which is the Venusaur. I believe here I predict that, and I went for the Agility. Now, kind of weird of him to switch into the Venusaur. I guess he realized that his win con at this point is basically the Mienshao just going for high jump kicks and U-turns, so he just went to Venusaur because as long as anything that's not Mienshao dies, it doesn't really matter for him. So go for the Agility here, which is good, because now I outspeed everything. I outspeed most things on his team. I outspeed the Mienshao for sure. I don't know if I outspeed the Jolteon, because I don't know if he's just running Flame Orb with enough speed to outspeed, say, like a Scarf Tauros, or if he's running just, like, max speed. Like, I don't know. So I go for another Agility because now I can guaranteed outspeed the Jolteon, which is great. So here I go for Hurricane. It is going to be enough to take out the Venusaur, which is fantastic. So down goes Venusaur. And then now he has the Jolteon. And I believe he has just the Jolteon and the Mienshao at this point. I could be wrong, though. Here he goes out to Jolteon. He'd, like, no hesitation, just click Jolteon. At this point now, it takes rocks damage. Doesn't take burn damage yet. I could possibly kill. I'm not sure his exact percentage. I could possibly kill. As you can see, he lives with like 6%. And I'm like, okay, I get the confusion. If one thing can go right in this battle, he hits himself right here, and I win the battle. Now, it is, obviously, it would suck to come down to winning off of confusion, but at the same time, had the first 2 turns not gone down the way they gone down, Serena would have been able to put in more work and do more damage, and possibly that extra 6%, actually it was more than 6%, it was like 7 or 8% because he lived the burn. That extra little bit of damage Serena could have done could have helped. That extra health that Serena could have had from not getting burned could have helped, but unfortunately, we don't get that. I go to Excadrill here, and he has another Pokemon left. I don't know what it is, actually. He's confused. I'm thinking if he hits himself here, that'd be great. But he doesn't hit himself here. Of course he doesn't. So, goes for HP fighting. I do take it. 15 HP, of course. I go for the Iron Head, and that's going to be enough to knock out the Jolteon. So now he has... What does he have left? I know he has the Mienshao. I can't think of his last Pokemon. But down goes Jolteon. I think now it's a 2v2, but my... You know, if you sneeze on my Excadrill, it's going to die. So he goes to Tylee here, and here he goes for the U-turn because it's going to kill my Excadrill. I didn't even bother calculating this. It's a resisted hit, but I'm at 15 HP. I don't think it's really mattered. But Excadrill goes down. He U-turns out. And here, I believe all I have left is my Pidgeot. No, I don't have Pidgeot left. What else do I have left? I have Hoopa Unbound left. So I go to Hoopa Unbound. Whatever comes in just dies to Hoopa. Okay, it's the Landers. Whatever comes in just dies to Hoopa because it's Scarf and his Landers is not Scarf. So you go to Hoopa. Any second now. There's Lucifer the Hoopa. I click the Psychic because if he, for whatever reason, just pulls a double and goes to Mian Chao, it'll die. Psychic's just my best play because I'm Scarf. If I go for Dark Pulse, it's not going to kill the... I don't know why I'm explaining that play. You guys play Pokemon, you understand. So down goes the Landers. And my only chance here is if he goes to Mian Chao and, like, clicks high jump kick and misses... he actually took a long time for this turn, though. Like, he took close to 60 seconds for this turn. So I'm thinking, like, maybe, like, what is he possibly doing here? I just clicked U-turn, and just down goes my Hoopa, which has been unfortunate. If I just got a little bit more damage off on that Jolteon, that would have been great. There was something that I was going to say that I could have possibly done differently that might have made a difference, but I forgot what it was. Either way, though, as my... recording just completely messes up and restarts. Either way, though, that's it for me. Unfortunately, we lose 1-0. I do think we are playing better. I do think had a few things not necessarily gone my way, but not gone wrong. We could have possibly won that battle. Bit unfortunate. Check out Magic Links, though. He's in the description. He's on the come up, though. I'm not sure if he's in the playoff race, but he's on a 3-game winning streak, which is pretty impressive in a league that only has 9 games in the season. So thanks for watching. Keep it in for Klinks. I will see you guys next time. Have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.